Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're shifting our focus away from just surviving your daily workouts and moving toward actively building true biological resilience. If you've ever wondered how the sweat you leave on the gym floor actually translates to a longer, better life outside those walls, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to completely change how you view your time in the gym.
Okay, let's dive into this brand new initiative that we specifically designed for our CrossFit Fury community. We are beyond excited to roll out the CrossFit Fury Longevity Initiative. Look, instead of just focusing on how fast you can smash a WOD or how many plates are on your barbell today, we're prioritizing the trainable markers that actually dictate your long-term health. We want to make sure your fitness translates into real-world longevity.
Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering training for your health span, our 4 new longevity tests, the surprising power of grip, how to test with a dynamometer, and the dead hang challenge.
All right, part 1, training for your health span. We really need to rethink what we're actually training for when we chalk up.
It all boils down to one absolutely vital concept: health span. You know, lifespan is just the total number of years you're breathing. But health span, that's the number of years you actually live in vibrant, capable, and independent health. And why does measuring this matter so much? Because if we aren't measuring it, we're literally just guessing. Our daily workouts are effectively going to become a scoreboard for your biological resilience. By tracking these specific outputs, we're maximizing not just how long you live, but how incredibly well you live those years. We aren't just training for the workout of the day anymore, guys. We are training for life.
Moving on to Section 2, the 4 longevity tests. To keep us on track, we're introducing a new testing scoreboard every 4 to 6 weeks.
And this perfectly illustrates what our testing scope will look like over the coming months. We'll be tracking 4 foundational pillars of longevity. First up is VO2 max, which is a massive predictor of your cardiovascular and mitochondrial health. Second is grip strength, a fantastic proxy for total body strength. Third, we have single leg balance. This evaluates your proprioception, basically your body's ability to sense where it is in space, and your neurological stability, which is crucial for preventing falls later in life. And fourth, the 30-second chair stand, a gold standard for predicting lower body power and functional independence. Together, these give us a comprehensive 360-degree view of how your body is handling the aging process.
So, how exactly are we going to test these on the floor? For VO2 max, we'll hit the 12-minute Cooper test, just measuring your max running distance. Grip strength gets assessed using a dynamometer or a towel twist test. Balance? That's a timed 10-second single leg stand, and we'll eventually progress to doing it with your eyes closed to really challenge your nervous system. And finally, the chair stand is literally just counting how many times you can go from seated to standing in 30 seconds without using your arms. But here's the best part. We aren't just doing these tests once and forgetting about them. We're weaving specific training elements for these exact markers directly into our everyday CrossFit Fury programming. The goal is to continually raise your functional baseline day in and day out.
Which brings us to Section 3, the power of grip. Let's look at why this one simple metric is basically a warning light on your health dashboard.
What's truly fascinating is how leading experts look at this. Dr. Michael Fredrickson over at Stanford University's Longevity Center points out that a weakening grip doesn't just mean your hands are tired. It actually indicates your overall upper body strength is declining too. Your grip is deeply, deeply tied to your overall mortality risk. Having a firm handshake isn't just a neat party trick. It's literally foundational to your body's structural integrity.
To put that into perspective, let's look at some staggering data. A massive UK biobank study tracked 500,000 adults, and they found that a drop in hand grip strength of just 5 kilograms, which is about 11 pounds, roughly the weight of a standard bag of potatoes, is a massive red flag for your health span. 11 pounds of force might not sound like much, but biologically speaking, it screams volumes about what's degrading inside your muscular and nervous systems. Because that tiny 5-kilogram drop, it's associated with up to a 20% increase in all-cause mortality. And if that's not enough, it also comes with elevated risks for severe conditions like cancer and respiratory disease. Plus, research from Healthy Aging North Dakota shows that general weakness directly correlates to higher mortality rates across the board for both men and women. Even competitive weightlifters rely on grip strength as a vital marker to track their nervous system recovery. The bottom line is this: your grip is a crystal clear window into your raw performance today and your actual longevity tomorrow. All right, Section 4, testing with a dynamometer. Since this metric is so incredibly critical, we have to measure it accurately.
If you want accurate data, your setup has to be perfect. First, sit comfortably and glue your arm to your side. Absolutely no twisting your shoulder. Tuck that elbow tightly against your ribs at a strict 90-degree angle. Next, put the dynamometer in your hand, and please always use the safety strap so we don't drop them. Finally, you're going to adjust the handle clip so it fits your specific hand size perfectly. If that handle is off, your results are going to be skewed right from the start.
Once you're dialed in, make sure the indicator needle is reset to 0. When it's time to pull, squeeze the handle smoothly with absolute maximum strength. No rapid, wrenching, or jerking motions, okay? This is a strict test of raw force, not momentum. Keep your forearm and wrist pretty neutral. A tiny bit of extension, like 30 degrees or less, is fine, but any more than that ruins the data. We're going to test each hand twice, reset the needle in between, and record your absolute best effort.
Let's hit Section 5, the Dead Hang Challenge. If you don't have a clinical dynamometer at home, there's a super accessible way to test this.
Experts like Matt Delaney at Equinox and Stanford's Dr. Fredrickson both swear by the dead hang as the ultimate surrogate marker and training tool for grip. The setup couldn't be simpler. Just grab a pull-up bar with an overhand grip, hands about shoulder width apart, let your body hang freely, but, and this is key, keep those shoulders actively engaged and your core tight. From there, you just hold on for dear life for as long as you possibly can without swinging.
Now, the dynamometer tests your power grip, right? That split-second max force. But the dead hang tests your capacity grip, meaning how long you can sustain that tension. Dr. Fredrickson recommends shooting for a 1 to 2 minute hold to really build that capacity. It sounds easy when you're just standing there, but man, trying to focus on holding on as those seconds tick by, it gets brutal. But it is so profoundly beneficial for your long-term health.
So how do we actually improve this? Well, we'll be baking progressive overload directly into our daily CrossFit Fury WODs. Get ready for a lot more high-tension movements, heavy deadlifts, farmer's carries, strict pull-ups. We also highly recommend throwing in some isolation work, like forearm rolls, because adding actual muscle mass to your forearms is the secret sauce for a rock-solid grip. Honestly, even just keeping a stress ball at your desk is a great way to build up that capacity while you're working.
As we kick off this amazing longevity initiative together, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. The very next time you walk into the gym, I want you to jump up onto that pull-up bar and find out exactly where your biological baseline sits today. Seriously, how long can you hang on? Because building your health span literally starts right there in the palm of your hands. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you on the gym floor.